Welcome to Fit for Life, a podcast series devoted to helping you find the motivation, inspiration, and determination you need to achieve and exceed all of your fitness goals. Hi guys, I'm JT from MyFitMoto. I'm a nationally certified personal trainer with over 25 years of fitness experience. And I'm going to use all my years of experience and everything I've learned along my fitness journey to help you get fit for life. Hey guys, as a personal trainer and healthy lifestyle advocate who's been actively involved in fitness for over 25 years, I've had a great opportunity to meet a wide variety of people. And most of these people are working hard to achieve their fitness goals. Now, some of that involves improving an already impressive physique, adding size, adding mass, trimming down, toning up, or some of it's simply to maintain a consistent fitness routine so that they can live and enjoy a healthier, more productive, and active life. And a lot of these people seem driven by a desire to look and feel their absolute best. Now, the other side of that is I also encounter a lot of people who struggle with their fitness routine. They struggle with consistency. They struggle with nutrition. They struggle with other things. And I've spoken on other podcasts about those challenges, and we address in some of our other podcasts how to meet those challenges. But the one thing all of these people have in common is that they eventually all come to the same realization. And that realization is that achieving true fitness can be a real struggle. Now, I mean everyone from experienced gym rats to those that are just stepping on a treadmill or picking up a set of weights for the first time, all eventually realize true fitness, which is long-term sustainable fitness, is not easy to achieve. Now, I know that's not earth-shattering news worthy of a CNN headline, but let me tell you this. In an industry where quick results, shortcuts, and the latest miracle supplements are really promoted on a fairly consistent basis through social media and other outlets, I really think as a fitness professional, it needs to be said. And I think it's our responsibility as fitness professionals to acknowledge and inform people that the journey to achieve long-term sustainable fitness presents many challenges. And like I've said, I've spoken about those challenges on many occasions. But the good news is once you understand the challenges and how to overcome them, you can consistently maintain a fitness routine. And I can tell you from personal experience and the people that I've encountered over my journey and throughout my years in fitness, the rewards of that achievement are well worth your efforts. Now, I have many years of coaching and management experience. And throughout those years of coaching and managing, I've learned a few really valuable lessons that I want to share with you. Okay? Now, the first one is if you want to really engage people and get them to buy into your vision, you have to acknowledge that challenges exist. Now, not only do you have to acknowledge those challenges, but you also have to communicate that you have a plan to overcome them. You also have to define and work towards achievable goals. That's really important because that will define your focus and your direction moving forward. And then you have to communicate realistic expectations early in the process. So how do all of those things relate to your fitness journey? Well, the journey to true fitness, which is long-term sustainable fitness, presents many obstacles. There are many potholes along the way. There are many detours, none of which can be completely avoided. I don't care how dedicated you are to achieving your fitness goals. We all encountered challenges that could potentially derail our fitness journey either momentarily or permanently in some cases. I mean, things like career, relationships, support, injury, lifestyle changes, physical and mental fatigue, stress, which is a big one. All of these things at various times can conspire to derail us from our fitness goals and potentially put our fitness journey at risk. And those people who are unprepared or ill-equipped to deal with those issues and challenges when they arise, well, they quickly find themselves back at square one. And like the movie Groundhog Day, they become stuck in this endless loop, constantly getting on and off the hamster wheel of fitness. And they're never really able to sustain momentum or results. And I can tell you, if there's one thing that can sap your motivation quickly, it's a lack of results. And that's exactly why 7 out of 10 people, 70% of the people who initiate a fitness program abandon it after just a few months, because they're unprepared and unaware of the challenges that they're going to face along the fitness journey. And therefore they fail to achieve the results they want and desire. They get discouraged and eventually give up on reaching their fitness goals. Which is why setting realistic expectations early is so important. You know, while I'm on the subject of results, let me just put this out there as well. So regarding results and everybody achieving their specific results, you know, one of the things I run across all the time is people making comparisons and people seeing other people and saying, I want to look like that, or I want to achieve those specific results. And you see that a lot, especially with regard to social media, because there's so much posted on a daily basis that people get kind of enamored with a certain look. And there's nothing wrong with striving to achieve a certain look when it comes to your fitness goals, but you have to be realistic about those expectations, because there are so many variables when it comes to results. And like the commercial says, you know, there's a disclaimer on a lot of these commercials that says results will vary. Well, that is particularly true when it comes to fitness, because not everybody is going to be doing exactly the same thing the same way. And so results are going to be a little bit different. They're going to be a little bit unique for you. I mean, things like your current fitness level, your nutrition, your physiological makeup, and your training will all impact your specific results. However, in a society where instant gratification is the norm, and we're bombarded with social media images on a fairly consistent basis, it's hard to put those expectations in a realistic perspective. And that's why sometimes that is an uphill battle. So let's be real about one thing. Results, real results, they take time. They don't happen overnight. You know, think about it. If you're currently deconditioned or you're not in the best shape you've been in, that probably didn't happen overnight, right? That happened over a period of time, over weeks, months, maybe even years. So getting to the point where you want to be in terms of your fitness and your fitness goals is also not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. I mean, if you put on a few pounds here or there, like I said, that didn't happen overnight. So losing that weight or getting to a certain point in your fitness is also going to take some time and effort. So be realistic about that, and be realistic about what you can accomplish in the amount of time that you're setting for yourself. Because again, unrealistic expectations that don't match results oftentimes leads to people abandoning their programs. And that's not what you want to have happen. You want to stay consistent, because that's going to get you the results you want. You know, results come from consistently maintaining a program that aligns with your nutrition and your training. That's when results really start to take hold. And that's when you begin to see the results you want. But unfortunately, most people don't get to that point because they're expectations are unrealistic. They're based on social media images or misinformation, and subsequently that's why 70% of the people fail to reach their fitness goals, because they get discouraged early on and they feel like they're not getting the results that they want, so they abandon their fitness plan because they feel, well, this isn't worth my time and effort. I have better things to do. Now, if you need some tips and advice on how to create some early success with your fitness plan, check out my other podcast on how to start and maintain a successful fitness plan. I give some great advice on how to get through your first 6 to 8 weeks, which is really critical when it comes to your fitness plan, because that's when a lot of people have these expectations about results and what they can achieve, and oftentimes that doesn't align with some of the things that they're doing, and that's where a lot of people kind of go off track. So check out that podcast. It'll help you get a better understanding, give you some great advice, and also help keep your program on track for those first 6 to 8 to 10 weeks that are really critical. Because those first kind of 2 to 6 weeks are really important, because that's where a lot of people, they begin to lose a little bit of focus, a little bit of momentum that they created those first 2 weeks, because the first 2 weeks, most people are excited to get started. They're excited to get going with their program, and then kind of the grind starts to set in, and that's where it's really challenging for a lot of people. So check out that other podcast on how to establish and maintain fitness success in your first 6 to 8 weeks. So the other thing I want to talk about is that not everybody, like I said, responds the same way to exercise, right? Because you and I could be working the same program, but due to our physiological makeup and differences in our nutrition and how we execute our program, we may see different results. So those variables I mentioned can result in us achieving different results. So try to avoid comparing yourself to someone else, especially when it comes to the stuff you see on social media, right? You really have to focus on your specific fitness goals and what you need to do to achieve them. Because like I said, real results take time. And typically the average person, it will take somewhere between 8 to 12 weeks for your body to respond to a specific exercise program. So you have to be patient. You have to stay with your program. And trust me, if you do, you will eventually see the results you want. But you have to stick with it. The other thing I want to mention, which is something I harp on a lot, is that true fitness is not defined by the achievement of a few short-term fitness goals. Now I'm not saying you shouldn't celebrate your early successes or your milestone achievements or some of the things that you set out to accomplish early in your program. These are definitely things worth celebrating. These milestones that you aspire to achieve in your fitness journey are definitely worth celebrating and acknowledging. The thing I want to point out is that don't get caught up on these specific achievements in terms of your fitness journey. Because if you do and you accomplish that, then what comes after that? What's the next, what's your next milestone? Now you can keep adding milestones as you go, and that's great. But what I propose is to have an overall goal of achieving long-term sustainable fitness. That's really what the ultimate goal is, or should be, for everybody, because that is going to give you the ultimate benefit, right? Because like I said, achieving these milestones, these short-term goals, is great, but once you achieve them, then you have to kind of refocus and figure out, okay, what's next? What is my next goal? What is my next accomplishment? And if you can do that, that's great. That's awesome. I applaud that and continue to move forward with that. So if you have a goal, for example, of, running a 5K or, benching a certain amount of weight at a certain number of times, or losing weight, or preparing for a competition, or taking, your performance in sports to a higher level, that's fine. They're all worthwhile and great accomplishments. And, they're significant and they're worthy of celebration. However, like I said, I believe those goals should be used as checkpoints in a progressive fitness journey, not your defining moment. Because like I said, once you achieve those, then what? Where do you go from there? What does your fitness why become once you've achieved your specific short-term goal? What is your purpose and reason to continue your fitness journey? Because everyone has to have a reason and a purpose for their fitness journey, their fitness why. And sometimes people struggle with that after achieving short-term fitness goals. Like, for example, losing a certain amount of weight. Once you've lost that weight, now the challenge becomes, okay, how do I maintain that? And that's where that mentality of achieving long-term sustainable fitness comes in, and why I think that is really the ultimate goal. Now, if you're looking or struggling with your fitness why, or your fitness why has changed or evolved, check out our other podcast on finding your fitness why. It really gives some great insight and advice in how to define your purpose, your reason, your motivation to continue your fitness journey. And I kind of give you some of my experience on how my fitness why evolved and changed and how I dealt with that. So check that out. That can definitely help you if you're someone who has achieved your short-term fitness goals and is now struggling with your fitness why. Okay, so back to these milestones and achievements. I would suggest that you use your milestones and your achievements as inspiration and as validation that you have what it takes to continue your fitness journey. Because, accomplishing those things is no small feat. It's, like I said, and it should be celebrated and it should be acknowledged, and you should be proud of that. And it's not easy to do because a lot of people cannot do it. So use that as motivation, as confirmation that, you know what? I can accomplish the things I set out to do in fitness. And those things should serve you well as you move forward in pursuit of your ultimate fitness goal, which is lifelong fitness. Fitness, true fitness, should be a lifelong journey. So try to avoid making specific achievements your defining moment. Because like I said, you potentially run the risk that once you achieve them, you have nowhere else to go. And that's when most people struggle with their fitness why. Because if you've been training for a specific race or an event or something else and you achieve that, like I said, well then where do we go from there? Here's an analogy I would use, and I don't know if this is the best one, but I'm just going to kind of throw it out there. So let's say that, if your goal was to experience the world's natural beauty, right? And Hawaii is the first stop on your list. Well, Hawaii is truly a beautiful place. For those who've been there, there's an abundant amount of natural beauty. So when one gets there, one might say, wow, how could there be any place more beautiful than this, right? It's a beautiful place. And you would stop searching, right? So that's my point with regard to fitness. If you stop at these milestones, or you see these milestones as your ultimate achievement, well, then you run the risk of missing out on a lot of other great fitness experiences. And to go back to that analogy, if you visited Hawaii and that was your first and last stop, well, then you would miss out on a lot of other beautifully diverse places in the world. Like the Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, the Great Barrier Reef, Cliffs of Moher, Machu Picchu, so many others that, countless number of beautiful places in the world. So that's my point, that don't limit your experiences and your achievements to a short-term fitness goal. Because like I said, my ultimate goal for you and your ultimate goal should be to achieve long-term fitness. Lifelong fitness should be your ultimate goal because that is going to give you the greatest reward. Now, like I said, don't get me wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with setting short-term, intermediate fitness goals and investing your time and effort to achieve them. But real fitness is about building and maintaining a long-term fitness plan. That really should be your ultimate fitness goal. Now, I know that sounds practical, and some people might even consider it relatively easy to start. However, it can be much more challenging to maintain. But every journey, even a fitness journey, has to start with a first step. So, if your first step starts with stepping on a treadmill, picking up a set of dumbbells, joining a gym, or hiring a personal trainer, then I say go for it. Make that your initial fitness goal and use it as your foundation. Use it as a foundation on which to build a long-term fitness program. One that becomes as ingrained in your lifestyle as your morning cup of coffee, because that is the real definition of fitness success. And for those who can achieve it, well, they'll be rewarded with a happier, healthier, and more active life. I'm JT from MyFitMoto. That concludes this episode. If you have any questions, you can contact me at johnmyfitmoto@gmail.com or through our website, myfitmoto.com, or via our Instagram or Facebook pages. Please check out our other podcasts and subscribe to our podcast channel. Well, thanks again for listening. I hope my advice, experience, and knowledge helps you get fit for life.